Okay, Aries friends, let's dive into the Aries chart for this month and apply the foundation that we laid for the general transits to your specific chart. Remember, as an Aries, everything that goes on is intensified because not only do you have the transits of planets through signs, those signs also rule the houses that the transits are occurring in. So, for instance, that Pluto Mars opposition that we talked about, that's not only happening with Pluto in the sign of Aquarius and Mars in the sign of Leo, it's also happening in the fifth house of Leo and the 11th house of Aquarius for Aries. So everything is always intensified. This is going to bring this opportunity for you to see where you shine as an individual and bring that out into the community and really just break through any ways that are interfering with you doing that. We still have a lot of long-term energy moving through Aries. People who are close to 50, you're going through your Chiron return. Definitely research that. One of the biggest transits in someone's lifetime. Transiting North Node is still a little bit longer in Aries, making the keys to your personal kingdom or queendom, really accentuated in your individual pursuits and your individual energies. All of this, is really enlivening in a long-term way your first house of independence and autonomy. Then we've got the stars of the zodiac this month. And the first star that we should talk about is a little bit left to Sagittarius. And this is very celebratory for Aries because it's a fellow fire sign. So those Sag trines that I talked about, won't trine that one now, but Chiron, Hygeia, Aries, Mercury, bringing good news, transformation, healing, health and balance, a bubbling up of repressed issues that are interfering, with your joy and happiness, vitality, physical healing, healing of birth traumas, healing of childhood wounds and patterns. That's what Mercury can do. Here at the beginning of the month, we've got kiss, kiss, kiss. 3 beautiful aspects with Mercury bringing awesome conversations and just, all kinds of goodies for your healing process. Now, one of the big stars of the month is Capricorn. We've got Mercury moving into Capricorn. We've got the sun there until, the third week, through the third week of the month. We've got Pallas Athena there. And of course, all of this is lighting up our 10th house of Capricorn. So it's just all doubly true. This is bringing strategy. This is bringing a plan. And since Mercury is direct, it gives us a chance to make a plan. Really difficult to make plans from the middle of November through all of December pretty much until, right there towards the end. So this is just a refreshing time where you can get some clarity, get some direction, start to see where you're going to be going. And even through this shadow of Mars and the impending Venus thing, we still have a few weeks of just, this bubbling up out of this retrograde fog. And getting work done, getting your taxes done. If you are wise, you will do your taxes early because this energy is so good for tedious work. It's really good for administrative things. It's really good for business and work and employment. If you need employment, this can definitely come in at this time. You've got a ton of energy, news, information. This energy does square Aries, so it does create a pressure point, but sometimes a pressure point is what's needed to get stuff done. So for instance, you want to get your taxes done early, so that's the pressure point, and then you get them done early, and then you're free as a bird. Yay! So, that's a really good way to use the energy. It's kind of, it's a focus on discipline. It's a focus on strictness, on sternness, on just getting, practical and realistic, mundane types of things that really just have to be done. Non-negotiable things that you can't get around. It's going to be harder as we, progress through through Aquarius and through Pisces energies, to really concentrate on those types of tedious things. So really just try to knuckle down and do it. Then the sun will move into Aquarius. Pluto, of course, is there for 20 years. We're not going to discuss that too much. The moon will be there just for a few days at the beginning of the month. But Ceres is there. Venus is there for a few days at the beginning of the month. And Mercury will get there towards the end of the month. So that's going to make this a very social time. All of those energies that we talked about with the possibilities of collaborations and groups and technology and communities, not only is there this big opportunity between the opposition of just cracking through something, there's just, it's just social. It's connecting to other people. You may just see your friends. You may have group gatherings, and that can be very enriching and enlivening. And it may start to point your mind towards thinking about how technological things or unconventional things can really have a place in your world and balance out some of the traditional things that the Capricorn energies bring. Then Venus will get into Pisces, and that is a totally different energy. That is the energy of quiet personal pursuits, artistic, um, endeavors, close relationship, just intimate gatherings, retreat and rest, which really matches, the Mars and then impending Venus retrograde. So you may find that you get a little more introverted as the month goes on, and that you want to just kind of hole up a bit after this social flow. And that would be a good use of the energy. Doing things behind the scenes for your business, just kind of doing some plans without necessarily bringing them out could be really, well done here, or well used here. And of course, Saturn is still moving through Pisces. For Aries people, this is a long-term story of you developing your intuition. What you might call your gut is intuition. It's a word that people use to get around the word. Your gut is the same thing as your intuition. It's those other faculties that are coming together that tell you something's not right, even if your senses may be telling you that they are. And then we've got a little longer of Neptune in Pisces, and I'll probably do a different video on that because that's kind of a big one. But with Neptune going through the 12th house for the last 14, 13, 12-ish years, this has been a little bit tough, for Aries. This can be very dissolving to your mind. This can be, can fuel some people into addictions or into escapism or procrastination. So Neptune moving into Aries is going to be a really good thing for us, and that energy is starting. It will happen in March, and it will pop back out, and then, it will take into 2026 to get there fully. But this is really starting now, and this is a really big deal. It's going to be much easier for us to deal with that than it was in the 12th house, because it's speaking a language that we can better understand. It's direct, it's conscious, it's specific. Okay, so after the first few days of the month, Mars is going to retrograde back into Cancer. It was there for a lot of the fall or spring for you all down under. And so Mars is going to bring this energy back into home and family, real estate, things that you have been working with, things to consider, more chapters in your story. In some cases, your drama. In some cases, just a beautiful unfoldment of something great. But Cancer is definitely one of the zodiac stars this month. And you will notice that, some things are returning to you regarding family. Things are returning to you regarding home, or places that felt like home. You may be going back to a deep dive in psychological factors, since this rules, childhood psychology and the patterns that we take with us into our relationships in adult life. We do have more sweet aspects this month compared to salty, and that is very exciting. So, that is a flavor of the month that does affect things, which I'm very happy to report. But in general, something that we really need to know as Aries is that we have a lot of water happening now in the short and the long term. Venus going through Pisces, Mars going through Cancer. That is not our favorite language unless you have other parts of you that speak that language, which really we all have all the parts. We're not just one sign, right? We're all signs. They're ingredients in our person pie, as I like to call it. But you will feel it. This is going to be very emotional. You'll be having to deal with your emotions and other people's emotions. This is a time where you may have to take some steps back to deal with your inner world. And you may want that fire, that fire of Mars having been in Leo, that fire of Mercury having been in Sagittarius, that Sagittarius party that we had November until the beginning of January. That was what we thrived on. We had a grand trine of that energy for a while, and it was really, really great, really uplifting, really supportive, really magical, and really good angles for us. But now all of this water is just kind of going to dog you. But if you know that it's happening, then you don't have to wonder why. And at least these Aquarius energies will be buoyant for us, because that makes, the air and the fire are a different profile altogether. So the social connections, the mental, good mental rapport that you have with people from these Aquarius placements this month, all of that is going to help to buoy you as these, these water aspects set in. You can accept this time as a time to rest, especially as the month progresses. Use the Capricorn energy to get your stuff done, bust through, and then just relax. Read a good book, do some art projects, do a digital detox, go on a little cleanse if that's good for your health. I'm not making medical suggestions, just the water energies are really good for that type of thing. And get some inner work done, do your, spiritual work. All of that is it's really sweet. And it can be really, really, really good for close personal connections and experiences with the people that you love, your family and, other people close to you. Will be drastically different than the fire frenzy. And it is something we really need to know about this month. In the days around January 13th, we've got that full moon bringing fullness, completion, fruition, possibly drama, squaring our placement, bringing a point of tension to home and family, perhaps, for that full moon in Cancer. Now, the later you are, later degree people, so the same people who I suggest that you listen to the Taurus reports. So basically, if your birthday is like April 15th through the rest of the sign, or you have an Aries degree like 23 degrees to the end of the sign, then I suggest you listen to my Taurus report as well, because you cuspy people will benefit from both readings. So if you're in that case, then just keep listening straight through after this report, because I'll go right into the Taurus one. But you same people, and even a little bit more, like those of you 19 degrees through the rest of the sign, birthday is around April 13th through the rest of the sign, then you're going to probably notice this square of this full moon more. Okay, because it will come in direct mathematical connection with you. Now, again, this doesn't have to be something to fear. It is something to be aware of. Family things will likely come up and come out. It could mean something great, that you finally crack through your busy schedule and have this beautiful family experience, and the pressure point could be just like making it happen. Or, there could be something coming to fruition, or drama, or a decision that has to be made, or something coming out all around family, housing, real estate, etc. In the days around January 29th, we've got that Aquarius new moon all taking place with all this other stuff in Aquarius. And this is a chance for you to redo your experience with technology. If you need to be more involved in it, this could be a time where you set the intention to do that. If you need to step away from it a little bit, this could be a time when you do that. But either way, you're planting beautiful seeds for a more enriching relationship in your social spheres and in the world of technology. When you go to anniehelpsyou.com and you sign up for my free VIP community, you will also get all of my favorite aspects of the month, all of the ones to watch out for, in my write-up. So you just put your name and email address in there, and then get the welcome letter, click on the archive link, and then put in January 2025 astrology, and it will pull up the write-up for this month that will have, all of those dates. If you love my content and you don't want to miss anything that I post, and you want all of my content early, then go to anniehelpsyou.com, put your name and email address in there, click receive, you'll get a welcome letter, and in the welcome letter, you'll get VIP access to my eclipse resource page, my retrograde resource page, my zodiac health tips, my 28-day very powerful virtual coaching program, and you'll get weekly astrology updates with all of the information that can help you make the most of the starry transits, including 1 month early, my monthly written star report that has the sweet and salty dates. These are the dates to be most awareful and careful of, and the dates to celebrate the most and plan your important things. And you get all of that as part of my VIP. Plus, podcast menus, and I know for sure YouTube don't always notify you whenever I post new content, even if you're subscribed, even if you click the bell, even if you enable notifications. So if you want to be sure that you don't miss anything from me, then the best way to do that is to be part of this VIP group because I will let you know as soon as I have anything posted, and you will get early access to all of it. I also sometimes have private promos for my VIP group that the public never sees. And if you want to study astrology with me, go to www.beastropro.com, beastropro.com, to see my astrology certification course. If you want to learn astrology to help yourself and your friends, or you want to earn money, that is my specialty. I can tell you how to make your astrology practice work and earn money from your love of the stars. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.